How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Darius Garage. In today's episode of Darius Garage, we are addressing a major issue with my 650i, and that is sound. No, it's not the sound system, it's the sound. Yeah, that sound. You see, this car has the rather magnificent 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, but you'd never know because unfortunately the exhaust is so restrictive from the factory, especially in the SE guise, which, if you're not aware, this car came like that.
If you're new to the channel, here's a little backstory. I bought this well-spec'd BMW 650i coupe a few years ago for a good deal with some mechanical issues. My dad and I got it serviced and back on the road, and I fell in love with the car. But its trim level wasn't exactly my cup of tea, so I spent the last few years piecing together the M Sport body kit for the car, as well as some interior bits, like the entire headliner. I've also done many performance modifications, such as a Stage 1 off-the-shelf tune from BMW, upgraded intercoolers off the E70X5M, an XHP transmission tune, beautiful OEM forged wheels off of the fantastic M4 CS, and the big brake kit off of the mighty F85 X5M. This car absolutely rips now, but the trouble is that the aesthetics and the performance are writing checks that the tame exhaust note just can't cash. At the same time though, the car is also a fantastic luxury cruiser, so the exhaust cannot be loud at all times. It needs to be able to switch from cruise mode to noise mode at the flick of a button. The reality is that most budget-friendly aftermarket exhaust systems for these cars ruin the cruising experience in exchange for more fun at the top end, or they just don't provide enough difference over the stock exhaust to justify their price. Exhausts that are truly good at both tasks do exist, but at price points that make no sense for the current market value of these cars. Then I had a thought. I've had luck with used OEM Plus components on the car in the past, maybe I could do the same with the exhaust. So I started doing some research, and in a previous video I sourced several 5, 6, and 7 series OEM exhausts at the cheap to cut open and examine. Spoiler alert, what I found was that the 650i M Sport exhaust looked the sportiest. And my suspicion was confirmed when I found the same mufflers were being sold as M Performance mufflers for the regular 5 and 6s. I also found this.
What I have here is the brochure from back in the day when this car was brand new. And if we flip to page 46, we'll have the M Sport package. And the M Sport page goes through lots of details on the body kit and the anthracite headliner and the door sills and all that stuff. But at the end, it says, "Start up the engine to hear the athletic purr of the sound-enhancing sports exhaust system."
This is of course something my car doesn't have.
So in this episode of Darius Garage, we're going to be installing the loudest non-M N63TU N63 exhaust on my 650i. And the reason I went with this exhaust system over any other is quite simple: cost, refinement, and still more noise.
I found an exhaust for sale about an hour away on Marketplace. The owner had just installed a $2,000 budget Alibaba exhaust along with catless downpipes that sounded amazing on video, but completely ruined the comfort of the stock system. It was simply too loud. I bought the OEM M Sport exhaust system off of him for approximately a quarter of what he paid for his exhaust. When you see how long this exhaust system is, it's no wonder why nobody ships them as a whole exhaust.
So without further ado, I'm going to be installing this exhaust, showing you guys how to take off the old one, doing some tests before and after, and also no exhaust.
With the car and exhaust system now at the shop, we got cracking. First of all, we raised the car all the way up on the hoist and started disconnecting everything attached to the mufflers, such as the vacuum lines and the ground straps. Meanwhile, my friend Mike started to take the downpipe clamps off, and oh boy, they were stuck on there. There was also this heat shield for the evap components that needed to be moved out of the way. Then I tackled the hangers, I specifically chose to remove 7 of the 8 exhaust hangers. I left the easiest one for the end to prevent us having to hold the exhaust while removing the rest of the brackets. At this point, Mike managed to unbolt the clamps, but that was only half the battle. The clamps were also rusted on and needed some persuasion to let go. And in the meantime, I managed to remove those exhaust hangers and moved on to the metal support bracket. I also had to remove this mount, which bolts the exhaust to the transmission. Now that the clamps on the front were free and the exhaust had nothing else securing it to the vehicle, we had one last nut to remove it before it dropped. I think this was a 15mm nut, but I'm not quite sure about it. Once it's removed, the exhaust needs some more persuasion to separate itself from the downpipes. I'd recommend 3 strong men for this part of the job. Wiggle the exhaust side to side while tapping the offending flange with a mallet. Eventually, it'll break free and you can remove it and place it on the ground. And now, the obligatory sound check. After removing the exhaust, we noticed a problem when overlapping the exhaust systems. The new M Sport exhaust was longer from the cats to the H-pipe, as this is the exhaust from a Grand Coupe. The simplest solution to this problem was cut the systems on the H-pipe and weld them together. We started with the new system and then moved on to the original exhaust.
Pay for 100% of the wheel. He's gonna use 100% of the wheel.
Also notice, resonator has 2 indents.
The original resonator only has 1 indent, so it's a quieter unit. No matter how similarly it seemed to have been cut, the 2 pieces weren't perfectly aligned. Some adjustment cuts were made to tighten the gap, and then we held the exhausts together with a clamp while my dad tacked them together for a test fit. Once we were satisfied with the fitment, my dad fully welds the exhausts together. This would definitely take some time, so while my dad was welding, Mike and I went for a quick test drive with no exhaust. Of course, we did this on a closed piece of road.
This is what I want to show.
Yeah, the rattling.
The rattling is terrible. I don't even know where it's coming from. I think it's from the
Everything
dash.
vibrates. No, I think it's like by your seatbelt somewhere. This is rattling for sure. Vibration is nuts on this. Oh, it's like massage. It sounds decent like when it's on standing still, right?
Go more? In that time, my dad had managed to finish welding the exhaust and it had cooled down. Off camera, we installed the exhaust and then started it up for the first time. I was super pleased with the exhaust in the car.
Oh, did you rev it in Sport Plus?
Yeah, that's Sport Plus.
That's Sport Plus! Now switch.
I was super pleased with the exhaust in the car. It felt a little bit more complete. I even took it for a track day at a car show and dragged the famous BMW TikToker by the name of Sparky M4 along for a ride.
Do you want me to film some vertical?
Yeah, this one's gonna be Instagram.
Okay. It's the R32.
Yeah.
I really haven't posted anything about the experience as I was really focused on not crashing, and consequently the footage wasn't that great. Not a lot of banter between the two of us on camera, but off camera, admittedly, we chatted a bit more, and he's a really good fellow. One of those heroes I'm happy to have met. A funny thing about this whole interaction and experience was that his girlfriend actually commented on the exhaust. She said it was too quiet to my sister, who was also in the stands watching with her. But then again, who regularly tracks their 650i? It's mostly street driven, and that's what it needs to be optimized for. And this proved advantageous to me as the police left me alone on the way home from that car show, even though they were camping basically everywhere they could, looking for a quick buck. By contrast, Mr. Sparky's car got in a lot of trouble with the police for his modifications in the past. You can say that's the hidden cost of aftermarket exhausts.
So now the question becomes, did this really work? So over here I've made a little illustration to help demonstrate what we've achieved and where we could have been going with different setups. So now we're going to start with what the stock SE exhaust was. So what this car came with from the factory. So at idle we were somewhere, say around here, and our peak with the valves open or closed didn't really matter. Something like this. So about to 85 decibels or so. That was our stock SE exhaust. So the next exhaust setup that we're going to talk about is the no exhaust with stock downpipes. That was kind of interesting. I don't have the perfect numbers at idle, but at cold start, so around 1200 RPM, so somewhere around, let's say here later on, it was already at around 90 decibels. So pretty noisy sucker. And then at full 5500 RPM, it got to, let's go about here. So about 105, that was the peak. So you can see it's a lot more gradual of an increase. It's just loud all the time. It's just a bunch of noise all the time. Sounds kind of good at times, but for the most part, driving it around really sucked. So the next one we're gonna do is the Alibaba exhaust. I don't have actual decibel numbers, but guessing what I heard, this car also had catless downpipes and all that stuff, so it's a little bit different, but it was pretty noisy. I would say it also starts at around 83, 84 decibels. It's quite noisy, and because he's got catless downpipes, I would say that it's actually louder than the no exhaust, but with downpipe. I would say it's something like this, especially because of the pops and bangs. It's gonna be somewhere around 115 decibels when he fully steps on it. So that one was quite noisy as well. And this is why I didn't really want to go with this setup. Now the stock M Sport exhaust, it's a lot more tame and it's somewhere in the middle, and it's got the best of both worlds in my opinion. So it starts somewhere around 60. and it goes all the way to about 90. So as you can see, the factory exhausts have a lot more of a similar characteristic. They start low and then end up high. The real outlier here is the no exhaust. It starts really high, ends off a little bit higher. Now, another common mod is to put the M5 or M6 factory mufflers on one of these cars. That is another budget-friendly option. It's a little bit more expensive than going with the M Sport exhaust like I have. And that would probably, I've heard one, but it's been a long time since I've heard it. I would say it's gonna put you somewhere in between the purple and the red. So you're gonna have probably around 70 decibels at idle. You can definitely hear the exhaust at idle versus the stock non-M exhaust. You can't really hear the idle. It's a really good option if you want something in between. So it's very clear that I much prefer the exhaust of the 650 M Sport than the 650 SE, as well as every other N63 exhaust and muffler setup. The question is really why? Now, we've already cut this open, so we know how this looks, and I have a good idea and a good sort of guesstimate as to why this muffler doesn't sound so good. But I just want to show the internet because this exhaust really is doing me no good. I wouldn't really want to resell this anyways. It's not a huge dollar value assigned to this. So we're going to cut this open in the name of science and for YouTube and show you guys what's inside and what's the difference between these two muffler setups. Look at that. What a design. Still the same fiberglass used as the regular ones. So as you can see, it's quite a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult for exhaust to flow through this thing. So it comes through here, enters this chamber, and then there's two inlets, one here and one here for each exhaust tube. That exhaust has to travel all the way back around and through out the tailpipe. So there's a lot of opportunity for decibels to be absorbed through this dampening material, which sits here. There's a little cross-through chamber here for some reason, so exhaust gases can come into here. So this is very restrictive in muffling. This exhaust system is a lot more direct. It just flows straight through. If there's not enough flow, it can vent into the exhaust chamber here, and it can kind of bounce around and do its things there. A lot more direct, and with the valve open, it's just going to come straight through. It's going to be almost like a straight, like muffler deleted. But this allows it to not have too much noise when there's not a lot of exhaust flow. Here, it has a lot more obstructions. This also explains why this part of the muffler is very brown and rusted compared to the rest of the body, because a lot of that hot air is sitting in this vicinity here, just kind of hanging out. So it's going to be, and that coincides exactly with this bracket here. So a lot of heat is being trapped in there versus this, it just flows straight out.
If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to click like, and if you got any questions or comments, fire away in the comment section below. And hopefully you subscribe so I can catch you in the next video. Bye for now.